Gordon MacDonald's six-page treatment was nominated for an Oscar as Best Original Story, back when the Academy gave separate awards for story and screenplay, which must have miffed Thornton Wilder and Sally Benson, who fleshed out the excellent script. And they weren't the only collaborators. As usual, Hitchcock's wife, Alma Revel, put in her invaluable 2 cents, as did a member of the cast. Hitchcock delayed shooting the garage scene between Teresa Wright and MacDonald Carey because he felt the dialogue wasn't up to snuff. To the rescue came Patricia Collinge, who rewrote that scene on the spot, putting production back on track. Collinge was a playwright and short story writer as well as an actress. Some sources have her contributing to the script of Hitchcock's next film, Lifeboat. She only made 7 feature films and appeared 6 times on Alfred Hitchcock Presents in the 1950s. Gordon MacDonald got a lot of mileage out of this story. He repurposed it in 1955 for Lux Video Theater, a weekly TV show, and in 1958, Universal remade it as Step Down to Terror with Charles Drake and Colleen Miller. 1959's The Return of Dracula is essentially the same story, but for making Uncle Charlie a vampire. Shadow of a Doubt was made again as a TV movie in 1991 with Mark Harmon as the charming killer. Gordon MacDonald's only other significant credit was writing the original story for They Won't Believe Me, made in 1947 by Hitchcock's protege, Joan Harrison. Alfred Hitchcock preferred making films in a studio to shooting on location, but Shadow of a Doubt was a rare exception. Part of the reason was because wartime restrictions capped the cost of building sets at $5,000. After visiting the Northern California town of Santa Rosa for research purposes, Hitchcock decided to shoot the film there, rather than recreate a small town on the Universal backlot. After finding the perfect home for the Newtons and negotiating with the owners to use it in the film, the crew arrived months later to find the whole place freshly repainted for its big screen debut. The art department worked overtime to return the house to its proper lived-in look. Then it refurbished and repainted the place again once filming was completed. Santa Rosa also provided many of the film's extras and bit players, including 11-year-old Edna Mae Wanacott. Hitchcock spotted her on a street corner when he was scouting locations, and the very next day, Edna and her mom were on a train for Hollywood for a screen test. Edna had never acted before. She made 6 more movies before retiring at 20 years of age to get married and raise a family. Now, Edna Mae Wanacott wasn't the only one making her movie debut. This was the first screen appearance for veteran stage actor Hume Cronyn, who provides mordant comedy relief as murder mystery fan Herbie Hawkins. A writer himself, Cronyn would adapt 2 films for Hitchcock later in the decade, Rope and Under Capricorn. Cronyn and his wife, actress Jessica Tandy, were married for 52 years, with both enjoying long careers on stage, screen, and television. Well, let us know what you thought of Shadow of a Doubt, either on our Facebook page or Twitter feed, and then mark your calendars for next weekend, when I'll be bringing you a TCM premiere. We're moving from sunny Santa Rosa to the grimy bowels of Manhattan for one of the grungiest movies ever made in the Big Apple. Zachary Scott is an alcoholic former cop searching for his kidnapped son in Guilty Bystander, a noir rarity from 1950, recently restored to pristine condition, which means you can see the squalor in filthy detail and really smell the fetid flophouses. What self-respecting noirista can pass that up? See you next week.